This is pro. I know it doesn't look like pro, but I'm sitting in my kitchen and I just figured I wanted to go live about this. I wanted to share the video, but at the same time, I wanted to give a little commentary too. So, you're welcome to give commentary if you feel you need to as well. But I don't know if y'all have seen this, but I'm going to share it for you guys so that you can check it out and see what you think. So, let me give a little background first. What we're about to watch is a video of an eighth grade student basically assaulting the teacher. Um, and it was a middle school student in Texas. Teacher basically takes the phone. This happened like last week. Teacher takes the phone, which is, in my opinion, never a good idea, even though technically it's quote unquote legal. The way most schools are set up, just in terms of the law, like, you're kind of like the parent in absence of the parent kind of thing. So as long as it's not like crazy unreasonable. But my thing isn't so much about the legal grounding for it. I'm just saying like the safety and whether it's a smart move. Like, should someone really be taking property from somebody else? Um, so my son in the background, he's like, what? No, but it wasn't about that though. So check it out. Here we go. I'll share this for you if I can find it. Uh, boom. And actually, let me just make sure the sound's good because we do need the sound. Yeah, I didn't have the sound shared. Here we go. Check it out.
Video of out of Bowie Middle School in Odessa going viral in all the wrong ways. A shocking altercation between a student and a teacher leading to first-degree felony charges and an arrest. Tonight, the Ector County Independent School District is responding to the video and looking to the future of safety in ECISD for teachers and students. Christina Burgess is here to break down the district's response. And Christina, what do they have to say in this matter?
Well, Alex, for starters, we'll be following the student code of conduct. I had the chance to speak with the district superintendent, Dr. Murray, who says incidents like this one will not be tolerated. And I do want to warn you that the video we're about to show you is graphic. It's a video you've probably seen on social media over the past 24 hours. The original Facebook post shared over 3,000 times. And even though it's barely 40 seconds long, it's a difficult video to watch. In it, you can hear an 8th grade Bowie Middle School student and his teacher arguing over a phone that she confiscated from him. As the video progresses, you see the teacher refusing to give it to him. Then the student becomes physical, shoves the teacher, hits her multiple times, knocks her head against the desk, and knocks her to the ground. A violent incident that ECISD Superintendent Dr. Murray said will not be tolerated in this district.
Specifically with students involved in a situation like this, we have an obligation to follow our student code of conduct. And in this situation, violence is not tolerable. Specifically, this was an assault on a teacher. And so we will certainly use our every avenue legally to make sure that this type of situation doesn't happen again. All of those pieces are in place. So these incidents don't necessarily create a policy change. It is effectively using the policies and procedures that are in place. And so fidelity of implementation, if you will, making sure that we're implementing those policies and procedures effectively.
And he says while they make sure their teachers are equipped with what they need, he wants parents to do the same with their children.
Clear rules and expectations of children and of adults as well, but that needs to be clear. Our families need to understand those so that moms and dads can have conversations with kids about those rules and expectations. And then we have to equip our teachers and those that work with our children with the knowledge so that they also understand the rules and expectations and then how to implement those and enforce those within our campus. So that's.
And as for the teacher involved, the district is fully supporting her.
We're providing full support to that teacher to make sure that she feels confident and comfortable to return to work and continue to educate kids. And we will continue to support her and her family as we navigate this situation.
And now, according to ECISD, this 8th grade student involved has been arrested and charged with aggravated assault of a public servant, which is a first-degree felony. Alex.
Christina, thank you. In parts of that video, you can hear that the student and the teacher seem to be arguing over a confiscated phone, which does align with the school's cell phone policy. And that says that students can have phones, but they must be turned off. The policy states that cell phones can only be used when students are outside of the school, and failure to comply with the policy can result in the phone being confiscated and picked up at the end of the school day by a parent.
All right, so that's what it is. Now you've seen it. Interested in your thoughts. My thought is you should not have to be in the business of policing, um, meaning taking away people's property. Could put you in a really bad situation. One thing too, I mean, obviously we know, the transgression by the student hitting this teacher is obviously unacceptable, but I would also add that the teacher probably needed a little bit more training in terms of what to do in the class. I don't know how long. Looked like she been pushed, shoved. She pushes back. She also puts the finger kind of up in the kid's face. I know it's sort of a natural reaction, um, but there's nothing natural about what's going on right there. As soon as a student's up in your space like that in the first place, clearly upset that the phone is being taken away, you kind of got to switch into like safety mode, and it isn't like on the street mode necessarily. So uh, thinking about like what your training would be there would be really where you'd go, or lack thereof. So um, I've been a teacher who's been in those situations, and there's no perfect way to handle it, but there are certain things that you should definitely not do, which is escalating the situation. So when she was like really lightly pushed, she gave a harder push, and then she put her finger up. And so in no way am I trying to justify what happened, but we know that it's a possibility. That's why we say not to do something like that. In certain schools, you can wrap students up. If that kind of training has been undertaken, depending on the situation as well, and that is always a very questionable thing as well too. But the student shouldn't have been allowed to be up in her space at that point, and probably security should have been called at that point. And then also, you would like to think that students would also do something as well. A teacher probably should have said, class, like we're kind of bringing the classroom to alert to what's going on. This is not acceptable, and I'd appreciate if somebody would, help. If you couldn't get, um, someone on the phone, that you're asking like one of the students, giving them permission to walk out in the hall and get somebody else. There's so much that can go wrong there, and so many things that could happen. And the more eyes that are on a situation like that, the better. For whatever reason, students didn't feel comfortable intervening. Not necessarily their job, but when it gets to the fight situation, you'd like to think that people would be breaking that up. And it was kind of a little disturbing that everybody's just chilling or watching. Clearly, people trying to get some video of it or whatever, as opposed to intervening. So yeah, just wanted to put that to your attention, see what you think, and I'll share this later. Peace.